Hey everyone, this is going to be my Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 5 preview video. I'm going to talk about everything we can expect. Episode 5 has also been leaked on Reddit. I'll leave the link in the description and you can go check it out. I'll be talking about this post throughout the video, so strong spoiler warning. If you don't want to know anything about Season 7, Episode 5, then this is not the video for you. Just stop watching and exit. Please don't complain that I didn't give you a warning. And also keep in mind that the predictions may not be 100% accurate. If you're still on board, then let's get started. Episode 4 was short, but Episode 5 will be a little longer than usual. The runtime is around 70 minutes. Episode 5 starts exactly where we left off. This is where we actually see the aftermath spoils of the war. Both the Lannister and the Tarly armies are obliterated. After saving Jaime's life, Bronn asks why he would do something crazy like charging towards a dragon. Jaime starts to wonder how he's going to explain to Cersei that their armies took a massive beating and they lost all the gold which they plundered from Highgarden. Now there is no way they can actually pay their debts to the Iron Bank. Next we see Dany's forces handling the prisoners, and we see Randyll Tarly and Dickon Tarly presented before Dany. She asks them to bend their knees, but they both refuse since they swore an oath to Cersei, so she burns them alive.
I'm not here to murder. Bend the knee and join me, or refuse and die.
Tyrion is shocked by Dany's judgment. He says it's unnecessary and brutal. In the next scene, Dany arrives at Dragonstone. She returns with Drogon. Jon is present there waiting for her. Dany uses Drogon as a sign of power. Jon is a bit scared at first, but he pets him and Drogon allows. This leaves Dany shocked and a bit intrigued. She tells Jon that dragons aren't beasts to her, but her children. In the next scene, Jorah Mormont arrives at Dragonstone. Dany is happy that he is healthy and back. Jorah doesn't know about Jon, and he is skeptical about him. When Jon learns that he is the son of his former Lord Commander, everything gets cool. Jon offers Longclaw to Jorah, which his father gave him, but Jorah refuses to accept it. The next scene is at Winterfell, where we see Bran warging into a flock of ravens beyond the wall to see what the Night's King is up to. Bran warging into multiple ravens doesn't make any sense. I don't know whether it's possible for him, or if he just warged into one of the ravens in the flock. The Redditor describes it as a stealth approach. However, the Night King senses Bran and the vision ends. Also, Bran sends ravens to everyone with a message that the Night King is near the south of the wall.
Bran saw the Night King and his army marching towards Eastwatch.
At Dragonstone, Jon receives a raven that both Arya and Bran have arrived at Winterfell, which makes Jon happy, but he has other things to focus on. Next, we see Tyrion and Varys discuss whether Dany will actually be a mad ruler like her father. They're a bit worried, and they both think that burning the Tarlys was unnecessary. Then they decide to plead to Cersei to temporarily stop the war, since every man in the West will be required to fight the army of the dead.
You need to find a way to make her listen.
Tyrion knows Cersei is adamant, and she won't listen to him, and he decides to meet Jaime, but still he will refuse to meet him since he killed their dad. So they contact Bronn to trick Jaime into meeting with Tyrion. The Ungin Knight uses his smuggling skills to help Tyrion sneak past King's Landing's defenses to meet with Jaime. Tyrion finally meets his brother, and he asks him to convince Cersei to surrender, and she should join them to fight the army of the dead. While they talk, Davos walks through the streets of King's Landing, and this is where he runs into Gendry. Finally, after 3 seasons, fans are going to see Gendry. A lot of people are going to freak out when they see him. He is apparently working as a blacksmith, making weapons. Davos jokes that he left him on a boat. He is very happy to see him again. He then says that he is tired of making swords for the Lannisters. Davos invites him to come with him, and he agrees. He shows Davos a warhammer that he made with a stag carved into it. Of course, it's his father's sigil and weapon of choice. Davos arrive at the shore, and there is a rowboat which is to take them to their ship to go back to Dragonstone. The City Watch stops them and starts asking questions. They say, during the time of war, no one can come and go as they please. Davos tells them that they are traders. They trade seafood, and he bribes the guards with crabs to let them go, and it works. Their cover gets blown when Tyrion tries to sneak past the guards. Gendry takes his hammer, which is hidden in the boat, and hits them hard. Then the 3 make it to Dragonstone. This is where Jon and Gendry meet for the first time, and they become friends pretty quickly. Tyrion informs that the Lannisters won't join because they don't believe in the White Walkers, and they think it's a trap. So Jon decides he needs to prove to the Lannisters that the threat is real. So Jon, Davos, Jorah, and Gendry decide to go to the Wall. Jon and Dany say goodbye to each other, which is when Jon tells her, "Well, if I don't return, you won't have to deal with the king in the north anymore." The next scene is at Eastwatch by the sea, where we see Team Jon arrive. They meet Tormund, where he and the other free folk have been manning the wall. Tormund takes them to the ice cells, where he has put the Hound and the Brotherhood Without Banners. Jon offers them a chance to go beyond the wall with him. They agree and tell them that the Lord of Light wants them to go beyond the wall. However, Gendry is skeptical about them since they sold him to Stannis, and he warns Jon not to trust them. Finally, everyone agrees to go together under Jon's leadership and start to range beyond the wall to try to capture a white and bring it as proof. At Winterfell, Littlefinger plays his manipulation game. He says that Jon has abandoned the North, and Lady Sansa is the one who is trying to keep everyone together. Arya suspects Littlefinger and starts to spy on him. Being the clever man that he is, Littlefinger sees Arya as a threat, and he recognizes that she is spying on him. So he tries to manipulate her with a letter which he retrieved from the archives to pit Arya against her big sister. A letter which Sansa wrote to Robb about their father. And here it goes. "Robb, I write to you with a heavy heart. Our good King Robert is dead, killed from wounds he took in a boar hunt. Father has been charged with treason. He conspired with Robert's brothers against my beloved Joffrey and tried to steal his throne. The Lannisters are treating me very well and providing me with every comfort. I beg you, come to King's Landing, swear fealty to King Joffrey, and prevent any strife between the great houses of Lannister and Stark." This is the letter which Sansa sent to her brother when she was in King's Landing. Littlefinger hopes this would create a rift between the Stark sisters. He doesn't tell anything directly to Arya, but he makes sure that she sees him with the letter, and then he hides it in his room for her to find it. And it works, too. This leads Arya to doubt Sansa whether she truly supports Jon, and then she accuses Sansa of wanting to be the true leader in the North. The final scene is at Old Town. We see Sam getting sick and tired of the Maesters because they keep dismissing the truth about the White Walkers. Also, we see Gilly reading some old records that an annulment was issued for Prince Rhaegar, and he remarried someone else in Dorne. This is actually confirming the marriage between the Dragon Prince and Lyanna Stark. Also, it makes their kid, Jon, the legitimate heir to the Iron Throne. But Sam doesn't pay any attention to any of this. It's because Gilly is still a learner and she mispronounces a lot when she reads. Later, the receives a raven from Bran about the army of the dead, and the Maesters dismiss it again. Sam begins to realize that no one understands the threat they're facing, and he comes to the conclusion that nobody is going to help him. So he decides to leave Old Town. Sam and Gilly board a cart and leave. He has taken his sword and some books from the library, and they're probably going to Winterfell. So that's all. Thanks for watching, like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe.